class we saw Python basics, data types and type conversions, and operators, indexing and slicing. Okay, so I gave the notes to you. If you have practiced it, if you have any questions, you can ask me, but offline. Today I'm going to. Okay, today I'm going to take the condition statements, looping statements, working with string, and working with tuple. So it's in every programming language you will have the conditional statement. It's common. It's a common thing. So what is the difference here? You can see there is a if condition and there is a condition, and followed by a colon.
Sorry, Raja, we couldn't see your presentation online.
1 minute. Sorry. Okay, so today we are going to see the conditional statements. So the difference between other programming languages is that we are using a colon. First we will use if, and then a condition, and then we use a colon. So when there is a colon, that means a block of statement is starting there. So when a block of statement will have indentation. So I have four space of indentation. Okay. So when I write the program from the margin, that means I'm out of the if condition. Okay. So that is a. So I wrote a simple program like this is a Boolean value, and if this Boolean value is true, then this will execute. Otherwise, this will fail. This will not execute. Okay. So we have to keep for true or false, we have to keep F and T in caps. So now this line is not executed. So this is a simple if statement. Next thing is if else statement. Same here. Here also you can see there is a colon after else. That means a block of statement is starting there. And when I'm writing from the margin, that means I'm out of the block. Okay. So now shorthand if. What is shorthand if? We can write the if statement within one line. If there is only one statement, like here I'm using only one statement. So we can write this if condition in one line. So that is a shorthand if. Okay, you can write like this. Shorthand if else statement. So you have both if and else, but instead of a block of statement, you have only one statement in a block. Then you can write it in one single line. Here, if is Sunday, that means if this condition is true, then it will execute the statement in the left side. If it is false, then it is going to execute the statement in the right side. Okay, so if I change this one, now it is executing the statement in the left side. In Python, if else like that, we are using the keyword called elif. Instead of else if, we'll be using elif. So that is the only difference. And same here also we'll have, for every block we'll have colon. Here, parenthesis every time. Okay. Okay, so based on the condition, it is giving me the result. So if else if nested if. So like we can have if condition within another if condition like this. So if it is Sunday, then if is rainy, then I will stay at home. Else I will go out have fun. Else I will go to office. இது ரெண்டு ரொம்ப Okay. Okay, that's all about conditional statement. So that's about conditional statement. We will go to looping statement. So looping statement is to repeat a particular statement for some period of time. We can use looping statement. So same as other programming language, we are having this. But here you can see the condition here we are giving. In JavaScript or other language, we'll be using parenthesis as a mandatory. But here we will not use parenthesis as mandatory. Without parenthesis also we can use. Okay, this is going to from the count zero, it is going to continue until count is 3. So it is going to print while loop for 3 times, and then it is going to come out of the loop. So this is an infinite loop. That means the condition is never satisfies. So it gets into infinite loop. So when it goes into infinite loop, we can stop it from here. Interrupt. Okay. இங்க வந்து நம்ம மிஸ்டேக்கா பண்ணிட்டோம். கொடுக்கலைனாலும் இன்ஃபினிட் லூப்ல தான் இருக்கும். இப்படி இருந்தாலும் இன்ஃபினிட் லூப்ல தான். இன்டரப்ட் பண்ணிடுறேன். So 3 parts are there here. We have to initialize we have the loop variable. We have to initialize the loop variable. Then we have to give the condition, and then we have to increment or decrement the count loop variable. Otherwise, it is going to be infinite loop. So here in looping statement, I haven't seen else in looping statement, but in Python we have else statement in looping. You can see in while condition we have else statement. So I think this is new in Python. So else statement will execute at the last, after completing this entire loop, it is going to execute the last statement. So once it completes the while loop, it goes to the else statement, and then it prints this last line. For loop. So for loop is not similar like here we have a loop variable, and we are initializing that and using that in condition, and we are using increment or decrement. But here we have a sequence type. From this sequence type, we are getting the value as we are getting value 1 by 1. Okay, 1 by 1 character we are getting here, and we are printing it. So this is a for loop. Just like how we are using in C#, we will be using for each int and like that. Similarly, we are using that. But here in this Python, we don't have that for int I is equal to 0, then semicolon. Those kind of statement is not available in Python. So when I print this, you can see from the sequence of characters, it is printing each character 1 by 1. So we have to pass in a for loop. We have to pass a sequence type, and we have to use the in membership operator in. So it is going to take for each iteration, it is going to take the 1 by 1 character. Similarly, I'm using a list. So it is printing. So here also the same concept. Wherever you see a colon, that means a block of statement is starting there. Now for loop with range function. So range function is there is a unique thing in range function. Like if I say range of 5, that means the value will be from 0. The value will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If it is 6, range of 6 means the value will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to print it. So we can use this range function to get the value of a sequence type using the index. So for that purpose, we can use range. Now you can see I'm using range of 5. That means it is printing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can try out with different value. 10. So it starts from 0, ends with 9. So we have a different range of range function. We have different varieties. Like first we have use range and 1 parameter. Now I'm using range with 2 parameters, start and stop. That means I start from this value, end with this value. So starts with 5 and ends with 10. So the output will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So now I can use 3 parameters here: range, start, stop, and step. Step means skipping the number of value. Like I'm using from 5, I want to skip 1, and then I want to get the next value. So the output will be 5. Then I skip 6, and then I will pick the 7, and then 9, then 11, and 13. Because I have given the step here too, so it is skipping 1 value and going to the second value. Similarly, you can try this one. And range with negative steps. Like if I give negative step, then you have to give the start value higher and stop value lower, because we are using the negative value. So it is going to decrement. So it starts with 30, then reduce by 3, then reduce by 3, and it's go on like that. So this is range function with negative step. Okay. So similarly, you can try this one. Iterate sequence using range. So how to iterate the sequence? So we can use we can use range function like this. So I'm using a range function. Then I'm calculating the length of my list. That means length of my list is 5. So range of 5. So range of 5 will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my list, I'm using that value as an index of my list. So I will get the value. I will get each value from the list. The output will be each value from the list. Okay. You can simply write like this. Instead of this, you can write like my list is equal to 10, 20, 30 for I in my list print I. That's it. So you can write either way. You can use a range function, or you can simply use like this. For loop with else function, else condition, else statement. So here we can use else statement in if condition, while loop, and for loop. So now once the for loop completes, else statement executes. So once it completes the for loop, then it comes into this statement. So you can see at last this print statement executes. Once after completing the for loop, it executes the last statement, else statement. Now break and continue. Break means if you want to come out of the for loop, you can use break. If you want to come out of the one particular iteration, you can use continue. So coming out of the for loop is break. Coming from one iteration, we can use continue. So here I'm using like I'm finding out I have a list of values. I want to find a even number. Once I get the even number, I come out of the for loop. So I am I'm iterating with all the list items. Once I get the 62, this is the even number. So it breaks out of the for loop. So this is just for finding out the if the remainder is 0, that means it is an even number. If it is 1, then it is an odd number. So even number found 62. So continue means it will skip that particular iteration. Like here I'm using, if it is even number, then don't do anything. If it is an odd number, then I'm going to print it here. You can see it is printing the odd numbers only. Once it is getting the even number, it is keeping that particular loop iteration. Okay, that's about looping statement. Next topic is, you have any questions here? Okay, let's move on to another topic. So working with string. So say string concatenation, like when you are using a plus operator, plus is an operator, but when you are using a plus operator with an integer, it is going to add that number. But when you are using a string, it is going to concatenate the number, the values. Okay, so here I'm using hello world. So when I use plus symbol, it is going to concatenate that. Okay. And we have to use the same data type. You cannot use a different data type for concatenation. Like if I am using 4 plus some string value like hello, this will throw error because you cannot do with different data types. You cannot do any concatenation. Either it has to be integer or it has to be a string. Both should be string or both should be integer. That is a string. அதுவும் வந்து error தான். இப்போ 4 plus 6 means it is going to add that number. But if I use 4 plus 6, then it is going to concatenate that number. So you will get 4, 6. Okay. So you cannot use like 4 plus, you cannot use like this. This will throw error. Okay. Next thing is string repeat. Like I can use like this. I can use a asterisk symbol to do the string repeat. So here the text hello. Sorry. So here the text hello is going to be repeated for 5 times. You can also write either like this also. First I'm using the integer, then I'm using the value. Okay, I'm using the string. So this is also valid. So this will also work. Like I can use integer in the left side or also in the right side. Format specifiers. Like we can use a placeholders. In C# also we have this function like placeholders. We want, suppose that we have a value and we want to format that value to a specific I want to format it. So in that case we can use the placeholder like this. So I'm using a placeholder using two curly braces, and this value here I'm passing friends. This is a literal. Okay, so this value is going to be placed here in this placeholder. So because I'm using only one placeholder, I'm passing only a single value. Okay, so here you can see the curly bracket has been replaced by the value. Yeah, similarly, we can also use a integer value, any value, float value. Okay, and here I'm using multiple values. Like here I have 3 placeholders, 3 curly brackets, 3 placeholders, and I'm passing 3 values: John, Danny, Emily. So in the first placeholder, the first value will be placed. Second placeholder, this value, and third placeholder, this value. So this is, and we can also add the sequence like this. Like I can give a sequence here. I'm giving here 1, 0, and 2. Based on this sequence, it is going to place the value. So 1 means Danny will be placed here, John will be placed next, and then Emily will be placed in the third position. This is called positional order. Okay, so like this. And we can also give some like spacing. Like I have 10 space. I want to allocate 10 spaces for that, for the second value. And here I'm adding 10 spaces for the first value and 10 spaces for the first value. This is for the second value. Okay. Now you can see it is adding some. Emily is a five-letter word, so it adds 5 space here because I used 10 here. So that's why. So the remaining part will be added with the space. Formatter with keyword arguments. Like we can also use a keyword like this. Instead of giving value, we can give as like a keyword. For I'm using J is equal to John, D is equal to Danny, and E is equal to Emily. So and that E will be placed here. I'm placing this E into this placeholder and D here, J here. So this way we can. Okay. And then format specifier. This is similar to C programming language. We used to do %s, %d, %f. %s means strings. For string, we are using %s. %d means integer. %f means floating point, and we can use like %.3f. That means after decimal point, I want 3 digits. Like that, I can use like %s, %d, %f, and %dot some value and then f. So here in this example, I'm giving 2 variables. I'm having name is equal to Bob and age is equal to 30. So wherever I'm using %s, that means I'm using a placeholder of type string. So this value, I have to give a string value here. Otherwise, it is going to throw error. So when you are using %s, we have to pass string value. When you are using %d, you have to use an integer value. You can try out in your free time also. I will share this content to you. Okay, so similarly, you can use .2f. This is for floating point. You can try out this. Now, built-in string function. Actually, we have a lot of built-in string functions available. So I'm just giving some few string functions here. Okay, capitalize. That means it will capitalize the first letter. So this is a sentence. In this, the first letter will be capital and all the other letters will be small letters. So this is a function. There are a lot of built-in function for string, and it is this session is not enough for taking all the built-in string. So the first letter H is capital letter. All the other letters will be in small letter. Even if you give like a jumbled, I'm giving mixed cases here. Still, so it is going to convert all the letters into small letters. Only the first letter will be the capital letter. Capitalize. Title means in a sentence, all the first letter will be in capital. So the same thing, I'm using here title. You can see all the first letter of the sentence is capital letter and all the other letters are small letters. And lower means you convert all the cases into lower. Upper means convert all the letters into upper. Okay. Mouse malfunctioning. Okay. So is alnum means what? Alphanumeric. So alphabets and numbers, a combination of alphabets and number. If the character is having alphabets and numbers, then it is going to give you true or false value. Okay, this is for true or false. Whenever you find that is here, that means it will output only true or false. It is true. Suppose that I am using some special character here, something like this. So it is false. Okay. So you can try out this is lower, is upper, is upper. Okay. So count. Suppose I want in a sentence I want to count a particular word. Like in this sentence, I want to count apple. How many apples are there? So I can use a function called count. So there are two. Okay. And you can also pass two values like start and we can add a range here. I'm using a range like I want to search from the 10th letter to 24th letter. Okay, 10th letter somewhere here. Okay, till here, somewhere here. So in between this sentence, I want this word. So it is going to find out this word. If it is one apple, then it will print one. Okay, so it is one because in this range we have only one apple. And find an index. Find means I want to find where this particular letter is the index of this letter. Okay, so index of E. So we have here we have E in 2-3 places. Hello, welcome to my world. So it is going to get the first occurrence of E. So first occurrence of E is 1 because 0 1. So it is going to print 1. Index is also same like find. Similarly, index is also it will going it is giving the it will give the output same. So what is the difference between find and index? I will tell you. So it is giving 1. So I can also pass the range here 5 to 10. Within this 5 to 10, I want to find this letter, this letter E. You can see from 5 to 10 means from here to here, you have this E. So what is the index of that E? It is 8. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And suppose if I want to if I'm trying to find a letter which does not exist in the sentence, then what is the difference between find and index? I will tell you. So find will give the result -1. Index will throw the error. If I use only find, so it will give -1. If I'm using index, so this will throw error. So this is the difference between find and index. Find will give -1 if that particular value is not present in the sentence, and index will throw error. So partition is there. So partition is a function. I'm using this particular word. That means what it will do is it will split the sentence into 3 parts. It will split this word banana, then it will split the left side and right side of this word. So if you see the output, you will come to know. You can see that this particular word splits the sentence into 3 parts. So the sentence left side of this word and right side of this word. So 3 thing, and it is saved as a tuple. So suppose that if I want to split a word, but it is not there in this sentence. So what will happen? It will split like this. So first letter entire sentence will be there, and the second split will be empty. Second and third will be empty. So now you can use a split function. Split function, I'm using a sentence here. I have a sentence. I want to split all this word. Okay. So I can use split. Okay. So it is going to split by the space. So this is the space. So wherever the space is found, it is going to split that sentence. Okay. We can also use a specific like a comma like this. So I want to split the word using the comma, then I can use comma here. So in this we have here one comma is there, here is there. So it splits into 3 parts. Okay. Now, opposite to split, we have join. So I have a list of values, and I want to join this as a sentence. So for that, what we can do is we can use the join function here. I'm using the using which character I want to join. I want to join using the space character. So I have to use a space here, and then I'm passing the list sequence type here. Okay, so it is converted into a sentence. I think there are so many functions are there. You can try out like center. Center means it will align that character into center using the hyphen. If suppose I'm using hyphen, that means it is going to add a hyphen in the left side and right side, and in the middle we will have this word. L just means right side, left side justification. R just means right side justify. So string replace. Suppose I have a sentence, I want to replace a particular word, I can use the replace function. Okay. And suppose I have a sentence and I want to replace this word with this word. And there are more here. You can see one is present, one, two, three places are there. So it is going to replace this one to three in three places. Suppose I want to restrict that, like I want to replace only two places, then I can use two. So let's print this one. So you can see here, all the ones are converted to three. And if I give comma two, that means I want only two words to be replaced. Then the third one here, it is not replaced. Okay, then you can use the strip function. Strip function is to trim the unwanted characters. Like if you want to trim some unwanted characters, like here we have spaces. So you can use a strip function. So I want to remove these spaces. So you can use strip function. Here you can use L strip and R strip. L strip means left side, and R strip means right side spaces will be removed. By default, it will remove the spaces. Suppose if you want to trim specific characters, you can use any specific characters in the as a sequence type like this. So all these character here, like comma, R, G, T, dot, all these characters will be removed. Okay. So you can see all the unwanted characters, whatever I am given here, it is trimming of all the characters. Now, last topic is chaining function. So we can use multiple function as a chain. Like a chain we can use. For example, I want to, for this particular example, I want to strip the unwanted characters, and I want to use the title function. Like I want to give capital letters, and then I want to center line. Three function I want to use. So you can use like this. So for this, I'm using strip function first, and then dot title, and then dot center. That means you can continuously do the chaining of function using the dot. Okay. So I have this text is equal to this characters, and then I'm using this one. So I want to format this particular sentence like this. Then I can use this statement. Okay. So this statement is converted to like this. Like I'm stripping off all the unwanted characters. Then I'm making it as title, and then I'm center aligning that particular sentence. Okay. So this is all about working with string. So if you have any questions, you can come back to me. I think I will have one more topic, like working with tuples. So tuple is like a list similar to list, but it is immutable. Immutable means cannot be modified. Okay. So to access a particular value, you can use similar like ls. We have to use a square bracket and then index. So we have already seen this. Suppose that I'm deleting this. This will throw error because tuple cannot be modified. So delete will be, this will throw error. This is a small topic. I will finish it off. So this this will throw error because we cannot delete, we cannot modify tuple. But we can delete the entire tuple. We cannot delete items from the tuple, but we can delete the entire tuple. So here, my tuple, I am deleting this my tuple. Okay. So when I print the value, it is not existing. So name my tuple is not defined because I have deleted that my tuple. Okay. Tuple can be reassigned. Like once I said that it is a dynamic type. So whatever the value you are assigning, based upon that value, it is going to assign the type. So first I am assigning a tuple, and then again I am assigning another tuple. So it is going to reassign. So that doesn't mean that it is a mutable. It is just reassigning the value. It is not that it is immutable, but we are just reassigning the value. So we are reassigning the value. So finally, I get the last assigned value. So let's have a list within a tuple. Like we can have a list item within the tuple like this. So I am having a tuple. Within the tuple, I am having list. So I can access, like I cannot update that particular list. Even if it is a list, we cannot update that. But I can update the elements inside the list. Even though it is inside the tuple, I can update this list because this is mutable. This tuple is immutable, but this list is mutable. It is throwing error because I cannot modify this value. But I can do like this. In the third index, 0, 1, 2, 3, third index, 0th element, like 12. I want to update this 12 to 10. This I can do because I can modify the list. Even though it is inside the tuple, I can modify the list. Okay, you can see that the 12 is now updated to 10. So you can also delete element from this tuple, in this list. Now packing and unpacking a tuple. So when you are using like a comma separated value like this, that means you are packing. So you are packing everything into one tuple. So you have some comma separated values. You are packing entirely everything into a tuple. That is called packing. So I'm using string values and integer set of values, comma separated values, and assigning it to a variable. So this becomes a tuple. So this is called tuple packing. Okay. Similarly, tuple unpacking. What is tuple unpacking? Here it is just a reverse of packing. Here we have a tuple in the right hand side, and I am assigning values, all these values to different variables. So I have 3 values. For these 3 values, I am using 3 variables. So this is called unpacking, tuple unpacking. So now when I print the value of name, it is giving me Tom, email, age. So it is going to assign the value based on the number of values we have. So suppose we don't know what is the number of values present in my tuple. In that case, what we can do is, suppose here we have a long list of values, and we can assign a variable like this. We can use a special asterisk function, asterisk argument here. This means the first value will be assigned to A, second value will be assigned to B, third value will be assigned to C, and all the remaining values will be assigned to D. Okay, so this is in case you don't know how many elements are present in that tuple, then you can use a asterisk function here, asterisk arguments. Now you can see first value is assigned to A, second value, and D is assigned all the remaining values. So it is a list one. Remaining ones is a list one. Here in this case, first value will be assigned to A, second value will be assigned to B, and last value will be assigned to D, and all the remaining value will be assigned to C. Okay. So this you can try out. Tuple operations, like we have already seen this for loop. So same one, and we can use a reverse function to reverse these values. And we can access the nested tuple, like I have tuple within the tuple. We can use a square bracket and followed by another square bracket. That means I am accessing the outer tuple and then I am accessing the inner tuple. So here I'm using 2, that means 0, 1, 2. I'm accessing this tuple. Inside this tuple, I want to access the first value. So I'm accessing this 3. So the output will be 3. Similarly, nested tuple 3 and 1. That means I'm accessing this value, this tuple. Inside this tuple, I'm accessing the value 6. Okay, you can try this out. Tuple concatenation, like I can use, just like how I did for string, we can use plus operator. So I'm having 2 tuple and I'm using a plus operator, tuple 1 and tuple 2, tuple 3. Okay, tuple 3 is equal to tuple 1 and tuple 2. Here also it is not, it is not, we are not doing any data modification. We are just concatenating and we are assigning it to tuple 3. Tuple 3. Okay, so it is going to add both the tuple as one tuple. Similarly, you can use a asterisk function. Suppose that I'm using tuple 1 as 1, 2, 3 and multiplied by 3. That means I'm going to get the output as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. So you can try this one. And we have for tuple function, we have 2 functions. Count. So I have a tuple here. I want to count mat. Okay, so how many mats are there? Only 1 mat. So the output is 1. So I'm counting cat. So cat 1, 2, 3. So 3 is output. So index means in which position it is present. Cat is present in the first position. So the output is 0. Cat and comma 2. That means I want to search this particular word within the range from 2, starting from 2 till the end of the tuple. Okay. When I'm using only one number here, that means I'm giving only the start index, start interval, and the end interval I haven't given. That means rest of the tuple. When I'm using start and end, that means I'm giving the range, like from 4 to 6, I want to find this particular word. So if I give some value which does not exist, then it will throw error. So that's all about today's session. I hope that this is very useful for you. If you have any questions, I will send this to you. I will send all these documents to you. If you have any questions, then you can call me. Okay, so I'm winding up the session.